Safety in relationships, that word sounds good until you really break it down. Because people think safety means you're not going to leave. But real safety is knowing I can be honest with you without being punished for it. It's knowing I can express myself without it turning into a fight. It's knowing I don't have to walk on eggshells just to keep the peace. See, a lot of relationships today aren't safe. They're just stable dysfunction. Y'all not leaving each other, but you're not growing with each other. And the scariest part is some people don't want safety. They want control disguised as security. Don't leave me turns into don't challenge me. Be loyal turns into be silent. So today we're asking something real uncomfortable. Do you actually feel safe in your relationship, or have you just learned how to survive it? Welcome to the Men Don't Know podcast. Cheers.
How many pictures are on Yelp? You pull up all these pictures and you're like, oh, that's the dessert you're eating? All right, Michelle. That's the candle? Okay, that's the same candle. I know where you're at.
45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. Wait, can you run that long? No offense.
That's how I got married, dog. You know, my first date, bro.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, my first date with him.
And look at
I think a guy's more comfortable being alone than a girl, but I mean, that's a whole nother
think so?
I think.
Welcome to the Men Don't Know podcast. I'm the man of many friends, your host and creator, Chris Boone. And here on the podcast, we talk with a bunch of guys. We ask a bunch of women questions over wine and cocktails. Whether you're listening to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, YouTube, Audible, you downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app. I cannot thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always, but hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter, Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at mendontknow.com, or hop on the mendontknow.com website. Shoot me a message. Fellas, how we living?
What's up, guys?
Tay, Coy. Question of the day. Do you really feel safe in your relationship? And by safe, I mean all those other things like like I was talking about before. Knowing you can be honest, knowing you can express yourself, and knowing you don't have to walk on eggshells. I think it's very different nowadays. But let's get into some callers like we usually do and figure this out. Hey, what up? Nina, I'm here with Coy and Tay. We are the Three Stooges. No, I'm playing. Nina, question of the day, and I want to ask you this question right off the top. What does feeling safe in a relationship actually mean to you?
Oh, that's a great question.
I'm here to ask those. Told you.
I feel like for me, it's definitely a feeling. It's a feeling knowing that I'm with my partner in who I trust with my life.
Ooh, talk to me now.
Yeah. It's such a great feeling because you're able to let your guard down and you can honestly be who you are. You don't have to have this rough exterior. They accept you for who you are, and they're not trying to change you.
So does vulnerability go in there as well? Or?
Oh, of course. Yeah. You're able to be vulnerable. Like, you have no guard. Yeah. And you know, when you close your eyes, you're safe, and you know that he's there. He's like protecting me. Yeah. There's no doubt.
Let me ask you this for other people. Can you truly feel safe with someone who hurt you before?
No. I don't know. Well, let me preface this.
Go ahead.
Hurt me before is in, say, if we dated in high school and now, yes, we've grown up.
No.
But if you're saying someone who hurt me 2 years ago and I'm
saying you're in the relationship. You got hurt in the relationship. Yeah. I'm talking about in a.
Oh no, I my safety is now tainted. Yeah. It's now tainted.
Is fear of losing someone what keeps most relationships together?
Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And comfort.
Familiar. Tough word. Familiarity.
Yeah.
Almost there. Almost. You almost got it.
Man, it's like that Jerry curl. Not quite.
Not all the way.
Heavy. I'm gonna blame it on the liquor. T-Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've always said, like, people look at what's out there and there's not much, and it's like, well, what I have is better than what's out there, so why would I leave it? Even though they're not happy.
Well, that's people's perception. Because let's be honest, like if everything was shown that was good, everybody would be probably exactly who they want to be with. They would be more receptive in taking chances. Mm-hmm. But because everything is like, oh, like so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. Okay, well, you know what? If you think that, that's what it's going to be. But I know there's a lot of good going on, but a lot of good doesn't sell. That's why there's social media. That's why I was like, oh, I'll be on social for what? Yeah, no. People are just scared. And they clearly like to be miserable. And I know people be like, easier said than done. Well, you know what? Peace of mind is priceless. And you only have, like, how do you want to live your life? You don't want to look back and like you've lived the same life over and over and nothing's changed. Like that's like a slap in the face, I think.
Like that.
Like there are a lot of people out there.
Let me ask you this. Does forgiving someone automatically restore safety?
No.
Do you ever feel
not at all?
Yeah, trust me. That's one thing. If you have to say you're sorry, does that actually fix the problem?
Sometimes. Depends on what it is.
True.
It depends on what it is.
True.
Everything, depends.
In a relationship, not being able to be yourself, will that get old quick?
Yes, it gets old. It's tiring. And after a while, you just don't give a fuck. And then this person's having an issue. And then you're like, who the fuck cares? I mean, I feel like that's how it would be.
All right, Nina. That's pretty much it. Want to keep it short and sweet, simple. I'll hit you later.
Alrighty.
All right.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Tay, let me ask you. Have you ever stayed in a relationship just because it was familiar?
No.
No. It's familiar and not wanting to start over, same things.
Yeah, I
think they're going hand in hand. Boat.
Yeah, 100%. It's a boat you don't want to. Yeah, you don't even want to rock that boat. Do you think someone can feel safe with you if you don't even feel safe with yourself?
No, I think that's almost the same thing as like trying to make somebody else happy when you're not happy. It's like you can't give off that energy.
Ooh, I like that. I didn't think about that. Could help him recover on that one too. I like that, did not.
Get in the gaps.
Team player. Team player.
I mean, man, I guess, is emotional safety more important than loyalty?
More important than loyalty?
Yeah.
I guess it could. Yeah, it is one of those hand in hands, but I think it could. If you're providing that emotional safety, then you're going to get loyalty more than likely
in return because of that type of, because I feel like that's a high level of safety.
Right.
That emotional, like I could.
Yeah, that's peace. That's like,
bro.
Here it is.
Ooh. Let me ask you this, and this is off topic. When you felt peace in a relationship, the moment you didn't feel peace, did you bring it up or did you try to figure out how to find peace?
No, it's definitely a conversation. Absolutely.
How long do you stay without peace?
How long do you stay?
How long have you ever stayed without peace?
Well, I think it just depends on the relationship and how you felt for that person or feel for that person. And you guys gone through a lot, you know, and so you're willing to try to get back to that peace because you guys once were there at one point. So it's one of those things like, I know we can do it, right? And so it's definitely willing to fight for. So let me see if we can get there, you know. But at a certain point, if it's not, if he or she isn't listening, the communication is always failing, and you know, you're constantly just focusing on you know, then at some point, it just has to come to an end.
I think that's easier said than done, though, too.
Absolutely.
I think that those are one of those things where it's like, let's get another caller in. What are you doing? Gosh. What are you doing?
Just give me a second. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine now. What are you doing?
Damn.
Gosh.
Huh?
What's poppin'?
What are you doing? Man, where you at?
I was driving and it kept picking up on my car. I have you on my glasses.
Okay. Are you going to get the man something to eat? Like, what we doing?
Bruh.
My guy hungry.
You know what?
I'm saying.
Look,
Yeah,
you
right.
weren't
7
talking.
minutes after
You
5.
weren't
7
talking
minutes,
all that when I was there earlier
Hey,
with
Tay
you.
said it's 7 minutes after 5.
You know what? Tay is single and he needs to relax.
I only feel bold to say that because I am saying, you know, no consequences.
Listen, Tay, I pulled up on you earlier. Next time, don't make me take you out,
damn,
okay?
yeah. She hit me with the ATL like, you know what I'm saying? Boy. Hold on.
We got it. She probably look at you, Tay.
Well, you shaking like a stripper.
I can't. It's a wheeze for me.
He said, Tay is crazy. Tay said, you looked at him and said, why you shaking like a stripper? All right, question of the day. We're talking about feeling safe. What does feeling safe in a relationship actually mean to you?
Oh.
Yeah, deep.
For me personally, are we talking about like what I think it's like?
No. What for you personally, you and my man's, what does feeling safe in a relationship actually mean to you?
First and foremost is the fact that I know at this point in life through not only words but actions that man puts me above everything and everybody, including himself.
Damn, that's crazy.
So I think because he does that, everything else like follows, basically.
I like that. Damn. Oof. My God, just.
So, and if I had to really break it down, more in detail, I would say the fact that I'm always the first concern. That makes me feel safe above everything else is that I know I'm always his main concern, and it has nothing to do with like, oh, my wife's going to be mad or this or that. It's like the level of consideration. Any decision he makes, he's talking to me about it. And if it's not about me, then the next concern is our daughter, which I love that because I think he's a great dad. And then from there, it kind of trickles into everything else in regards to like financially making sure things are done, making sure there's always open communication, there's trust. I've always felt like I've never really loved or trusted anyone fully other than like my mom. I mean, like I love my dad, but my mom has always been the only person that I thought was like, that's the only person, number one, that's always going to have my back until him.
Wow. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy because, you know, when you're on an airplane, like the captain tells you to put your mask on first and then help others. This guy just put your he do really love you. That shit was crazy.
You said that's crazy? Or
Right. I felt that right now. Okay. Someone else heard that too.
Don't see.
Hey, yo.
See, Tay is making it more than it really is. That's not what. No.
Hey, you know what? That misery likes company, all right?
No. Tay is. No, it's like in reference to, you see how he gaslighting right now?
Oh, yeah.
You see how he's gaslighting right now? You're trying to gaslight our friendship. Just do not listen.
It's all good.
It's
Those glasses that you see him wearing all the time, he's going to need to wear one the next time I see him. Watch.
Ah, damn, I got to hide the black eyes.
It's in references like you are the longest standing relationship in the friend group, like you guys, you know, and it's like it's crazy to see and understand. It's like, yeah, like it's possible. You know, like if you ask any kid right now, it's like, oh, what's the longest relationship you've seen besides anybody in your parents' age? They would probably tell you 5 or 6 years.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I agree with that.
Like 8 years, okay, 9 years. 20,
but you know what? I told you before, and I have no problem repeating it, like as much as I need to, because I feel like people have this like false opinion of our situation where they're like, oh, well, they weren't always like this, or there's no way, or this or that. Nope, you're absolutely 100% right. We were not. We have not always been like this. And we are still together 1,000% because of him.
Yeah, but I don't want to say that. I think you guys are together because of both of you guys. Because of the fact that it's the safety of knowing, like, yeah, we can argue, we can fight, but we still in this together. Like that's a level of safety that is.
No, and I agree with you to that extent. What I'm saying is I came from such a toxic situation prior that the toxicity had literally seeped into me, and I didn't even realize that I was being toxic because I was carrying the weight of the toxic person I was with before. And as much as we try not to, because we are super self-aware of it, because we all talk about it all the time. Yeah. It's very hard to be with somebody and not make them pay for the sins of the person prior.
Man, she's taking us to church. She's spitting. Somebody get her. Hey, go grab her a bib. Jesus.
I'm just saying, like, that's a real thing. Like,
no, it is 100%.
We do it a lot. Oh, wow, this feels familiar. Like, this person's probably lying to me too. Like, no, we cannot do that. Or I feel like sometimes as women, we have built up trauma and or anger and resentment towards our ex, and we don't even realize that we're taking it out on the next person who's actually good to us.
Been there, done that.
All right, Jess, I appreciate you. I'm you too. You spend too much fast. They're gonna have to start paying for your time. I appreciate you. I'll text you later.
All right, bye.
Damn, that's honesty. That's honesty in a nutshell.
Right.
You know what? I like this. Let's get a guy on the line real quick. Because I feel like men should feel safe too. And I think that level, few and far between.
Hello?
Jack, what's good, family?
Yo,
Not much, man. I'm here with Tay. I'm here with Coy. Fellas, say what's up, Jack.
Jack, what's up, man?
What's going on?
hey, what's going on, gentlemen? How we doing?
Good.
Jack, when you gonna touch down in the studio?
Man,
I know.
I know I'm due. I'm overdue,
Oh,
but
way
I gotta
overdue.
I gotta see if I can find a day off from work and head over there.
Hey, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. You gotta stay hustling. All right, man. Question of the day, and this is pretty good. You're the only guy that I'm calling on this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What does it mean for a guy to feel safe in a relationship?
Like still faithful?
Safe. S-A-F.
Oh, safe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, safe.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some shady ways of being safe.
No.
There's,
I'm talking about safe and feeling safe in the relationship where you know that you can be honest. You can express yourself without it turning into a fight. You know you're not going to have to walk on eggshells. Like,
I mean, the best way I'd say to start from the beginning, because if you start lying from the start or start hiding stuff from the start, then that's when you're gonna start working an eggshell. So it's best to start from the beginning with all the truth, and that's when you know that if you could tell her the truth from the beginning, and she's not gonna get mad or she accepts it, then guess what? Your whole entire relationship will be safe, because that way you know if something you fuck up or you do something wrong or you miscommunicated, you know, like, that was my bad. You know, I haven't done that before. It's my fault. So it's always good to always start the relationship with a, you know, good note, good foot, start on the right foot. So that way, you know, something does happen, because we all are human. We all make mistakes.
Yep.
You know, we are going to be safe and be like, hey, you know what? That was my bad. You know, I didn't mean to, you know, look at that person a certain way or say something, that comment or whatever. So the best way is always start from the beginning and make sure you tell her the truth, whether she likes it or not. And if you know the truth that she doesn't like it, well, then she wasn't really the one to be.
Let me ask you this, Jack. Have you ever felt safe in a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, has that safety ever been taken from you in that same relationship?
It has, but I got the opportunity to earn it back.
Okay.
You know, it takes time. It takes a lot of, you know, examples, things to do and things like that. So if you kind of messed up, all right, hey, you know what? I'll never do that again. So when the time comes for that certain moment, you know, not to fall face forward again, or not to fall for that trap again and be like, oh, you know what? I learned from the first time. But if you start saying, oh yeah, I won't do it again, and you keep fucking doing it again, then that's when you start losing that faith with that other individual.
Let me ask you this. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Is fear of losing someone what keeps most relationships together?
I want to say nowadays, yeah. You know, it sucks. It shouldn't be that way, but it should be more like, you know what, this person was hurting me because, you know, she or he wasn't doing the right thing. I was making feel uncomfortable, not, you know, doing what's supposed to be healthy for the relationship. So they just rather, you know, sacrifice themselves or hurt themselves for not losing that person, because they believe that this other individual is the individual they'll end up with at the end, or they think that they're the ones that's going to help them. They're the ones that are going to make them better. So it is kind of tough that most relationships, I believe nowadays, have that mentality of, yeah, I'm afraid of losing her. But if you're an individual who believes that they're independent, they know what they got, and they think they can move forward without that other person, then they should feel that way too, because that's the confidence that that other person that you're partnered with should give you or should understand. You shouldn't be walking in eggshells with another person because, oh, this person's providing for me. Now, even if you leave that relationship, find yourself, and you can find the other individual who's going to help you out and move you forward into this life, because this life ain't easy.
Let me ask you this then. Have you ever stayed in a relationship just because it felt familiar?
No.
My God. I like that.
Yeah.
I just
Because if you fall for, I mean, if you're walking the same steps you did, but back in the previous relationship, then what's going to happen is you're going to fall into that same thing again, where that person was bickering all the time, or this person had mistreated you all this time, all these things. So you just fall into bad habits, and then you're just going to fall into a relationship where either that person hurts you, or you're going to hurt that other person.
Recorded.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, my bad.
This call is no longer being recorded.
Feds on me. Damn.
I'm saying.
Damn, Jack. Damn, Jack. Damn.
Yeah, no, my bad.
No, you good. Let me ask you one last question real quick. Have you ever felt like you had to hold back to keep a relationship?
Yes. I think a lot of a lot of relationships are that way, because if we express ourselves or we truly try to tell how emotional we are to the other individual, they might get hurt. They'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe you felt this way. Why haven't you felt this way before?" And so on and so forth. So it's really difficult for, I believe, any human being to truly express themselves to the individual, because then you'll hurt that other person. You'll morally break them, or you will lose that safe, or you will break that safe that you just had with this person. And now you don't know how to express yourself towards this person. You need to learn, okay, how to deliver the message, because sometimes how you express yourself is how that message is going to be received. But if you do it in a calmly way, then that individual is going to be like, all right, cool. But if you start being emotional, throwing foul language, mistreating these other people, this other person, then that's where they'd be like, you know what, I can't deal with this human anymore, stuff like that. This person is not patient with me. This person is not who I thought this really person it is. So it is at times we want to express ourselves. We want to be like, hey, you know what, fuck that. Hey, no, this is bullshit. This and that. But it just takes the individual of yourself to be like, you know what, I'm being patient. I love this individual. I care about this person. I know this person got to me, but I'm going to do my best to send that message in a peaceful way. So hopefully this relationship goes on forward and hopefully works out for the best for the both of us.
Oh yeah. All right, Jack, man, I appreciate you more. Text me later. Dog.
Yes.
Let's figure out a time when you can slide in. Even if we got to do it on the weekend, let me know.
Okay, for sure.
All right, stay up later, brother.
All right, thanks. Peace out, gentlemen.
Yep.
One.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh boy, hit us with the one love. I heard that in a minute. I like that.
Here's the truth. A relationship without safety is just a contract built on fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of finding better. But safety feels like peace, not pressure. It feels like freedom, not restriction. And if you can't be yourself with the person you're with, then what are you really protecting? Because love isn't supposed to feel like something you have to survive. It's supposed to feel like somewhere you can finally exhale. So don't just ask if they're loyal. Ask yourself, do I feel safe being me with them? First and foremost, thank everybody for listening. We listen to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, YouTube, Bodyboard. You downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app. I can't thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always. Hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at mendontknow.com, or hop on the mendontknow.com website and shoot me a message. Fellas, my guys, we are out. Cheers.
How many pictures are on Yelp? Pull up all these pictures and you're like, oh, that's the dessert you're eating? All right, Michelle. That's the candle? Okay, that's the same candle. I know where that.
45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. Wait, can you run that long? No offense.
That's how I got married, dog. You know, my first date, bro.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, my first date with her.
And look at
I think a guy's more comfortable being alone than a girl, but I mean, that's a whole nother
You think so?
I think